Anime villains have always interested me more so than the main characters themselves. Villains can be crafty, arrogant, and charismatic. It all stems from their backstories, their ideology. That part always interests me, where they came from and how they end up as villains, because to fully understand a character's action, you must know where they came from and how they end up the way they are. Does it mean that they're justified by all means, but you empathize with them. It makes a huge impact on the overall plot and the connection with the main characters and the other characters as well. Hello everyone, and welcome to another of my top 10. Hey, you thought with all the Pokemon Let's Play that I've been uploading recently, I would make an anime video? Well, I'm a weeb after all. You are wrong about that, by the way, because I am a weeb and I'm just doing what I'm promised to do, an anime content. And I've been passionate about anime for a long time now, so I'm still a huge weeb, despite the fact that I've been uploading nothing but Pokemon Let's Play episodes. So yeah, in this top 10, I will be ranking all of my favorite anime villains of all time. Please keep in mind that this top 10 is based on my opinion. If you don't agree, please feel free to leave your own top 10 in the comment section below. And leave a like and subscribe for more awesome anime and Pokemon related content. Which is definitely this number 10, Team Rocket. I mean, I'm a Pokemon fan. I'm the Emperor. I've played a lot of Pokemon games so far, ROM hack games in this channel so far, and I'm a huge Pokemon nerd. And Team Rocket is one of my favorite, not Team Rocket from the video games. Jesse, James, and Meow. Oh my goodness. They're not really that threatening, but they help Ash more times than you can count. And they're always so fun to be with. Like, the only villains I could say that is very fun and very charismatic as well is Jesse, James, and Meow. Like, they know what they want to catch Pikachu, and they act on it, despite the fact that they failed more times too. Number 9, Izaya Orihara. What should I say about Izaya? He's an a-hole, of course. He loves messing with people. He gets turned on by people suffering. Well, like suffering, because he always wants to see people at their worst, man. Like, and majority of the people around him hates him. I love his interaction with the main character, though. One of the main characters on the darker side of the city, too. So yeah, for me, Izaya Orihara can suck here in number 9, but I do love Izaya Orihara though. Number 8 is the devil from Black Clover. He manipulated a centuries-old animosity between the usually peace-loving elves and humans, just so he can have fun. I think he has his own games for it, like go to the human realm, maybe world domination, part of it. It's quite evil. I do love, and I love the design too. Although I'm the kind of weeb that would prefer the manga over the anime, because just look at the manga panel right here. The manga panel, man. I don't know about the manga panel, but man, that's way more badass by the manga, man. The manga definitely is better than the anime for me. Like if you have a side-by-side comparison between the two, you obviously can guess that I prefer the manga way more for Black Clover. But for me, design, aesthetic, his personality, the way he schemes around, he goes around sneakily. I love it. I love everything about the devil from Black Clover. Number 7, Marilyn. The reason why I love Marilyn. A villain who gains a heart. His relationship with Komugi is one of the most heart-wrenching moments in anime, and we can't forget that awesome Netero versus Marilyn fight. You get Marilyn gaining a heart, caring for everyone else around them, and Netero losing one. The contrasting idea is just gut-wrenching for me. So number 7, Marilyn. Number 6, the Major. One of probably the most charismatic villain on this list, losing only to Eisen, because Eisen is very charismatic in my opinion, the most charismatic villain of all time. Just watching that speech sends shiver on my spine. He literally brought World War III, manipulated the battlefield to his favor. Like, everything about the Major for me, is perfection. I love the Major. So number 6 is the Major from Hellsing. Number 5 is Light Yagami. Light Yagami for me is the kind of character that gets corrupted by power. He begins off with a noble intent, but he gets corrupted by it. Like many people compare it to Lelouch v. Britannia, but I find Lelouch more moralistic than him, so I find him more of an anti-hero than a villain. For me, Lelouch is moral. We see it throughout the series of Code Geass. Lelouch struggles with morals, and he actually goes through a lot just to achieve his goals of making a better world for his little sister. So I do respect Lelouch more than Light here. Lelouch is definitely more of an anti-hero. He has more of a noble goal than Light. Whereas Light Yagami, he gets corrupted by power as the series. Speaking of charismatic villain, Sasuke Eisen has got to be the most charismatic one of all. I mean, he tricked all of these Arankars to work under him, tricked everyone in Soul Society that he was a good guy. Am I not the only one who thought when he first appeared in the Soul Society art that this guy can't be a villain now, right? Like, I'm literally pointing out on Gin Ichimaru's side as a villain there. Like, turns out it's Gin Ichimaru. This is actually a good guy. Spoilers there, but yeah, it's Gin. Gin Ichimaru is the good guy. Well, Eisen is the villain. Like, he tricked the audience, the Soul Reapers, the Arankars, to working under him. It's very manipulative that way. I mean, it's not just his power. I mean, his power is kind of an overpowered sword to begin with. It's not just his power, but his ability to manipulate people, even without using Kyokatsu Uegetsu. Sasuke Eisen lands in my top 4. Without further ado, let's go on to number 3. Speaking of huge impact throughout the series, number 3. I'm going to give it to Lord Frieza. Okay, Frieza, he's arrogant, he's charismatic, he's very ruthless, but he has the right to be ruthless. He was raised that way by his dad, by King Cold. He's the emperor of the universe. Well, he rules over majority of the races in the universe. Number 2, Pain from Naruto. Or Nagato. Whatever. It's Pain from Nagato. I see how he end up in developing as one of the greatest Naruto villains of all time. So for me, Pain is the better villain out of all the final war villains. He is, for me, is my greatest anime villain of all time. He also formed the Akatsuki. He's definitely the leader of the Akatsuki too, founder and all. Of course, the one who originally started is Yahiko, but he was the one who continued it to be as big and as powerful as a threat it is throughout the world of Naruto. So for me, Pain is definitely that much of an impact throughout the series. And the relationship between Naruto and, I just keep adding up to it in a tangent again, the relationship between Naruto and Nagato, between their siblings, teacher, like or teacher siblings, something like that. It's just, for me, poetic, man. Like, I love that. Like, it's trusting it. Nagato's entrusting it all to Naruto. That whole spiel about their talking that giant ass tree. I love that as well. Like, everything about Pain. Pain will always be number one as a Naruto villain for me. Without further ado, let's proceed into number one. Number one, Marshall D. Teach, or aka Blackbeard. Teach. I think, no, it's not, he's not an executive. Not one of the Whitebeard's commander, but he did kill one. Okay. Enough jokes. Marshall D. Teach. Why I love Marshall D. Teach as a villain in One Piece. His similarities to Luffy. Like, he has similar goals. He wants to be a pirate king. He wants to rule the pirate king, but the difference is Luffy is more moral in his approach of things. Like, he doesn't want to rule the sea. He wants to be the freest man in the sea. Teach, on the other hand, wants to achieve being a pirate king to become more in a chaotic way, where he wants to rule everything. That's kind of what I love, the contrasting idea. They're probably gonna fight later on because, of course, Luffy has every reason to beat down Teach because what happened in Ace. Yeah, what happened? Because he was technically the one who captured Ace, and he blames him for what happened to Ace. So he will eventually fight him. I do think that Marshall D. Teach is the final villain in One Piece. Yeah, like, he also, speaking of huge impact, he's the one who caused one of the greatest arc in One Piece to happen, the Marineford arc, like the war that preludes a bigger war in One Piece. Yeah, by far, still my favorite arc in One Piece of all time. And he did something that no one in One Piece did. Like, we've always, like, from Enies Lobby, remember that time in Enies Lobby when I think Khalifa, I'm not sure, Khalifa eat her devil fruit. I'm not sure about the other guy's name. Their devil fruit, and they build up that if you can't eat 2 devil fruit, it's been built up that way, and yet Blackbeard, for some reason, mysteriously eat the devil fruit. 2 devil fruits, in fact. So we definitely need more answer to that one. There's a mystery of how he can do that. He's the first One Piece character who eats the 2 devil fruits at least. So the Gregor no Mi and the Tremor Tremor no Mi. And some even fears that he has more devil fruit because he's been stealing devil fruits ever since the 2-year time skip as well. So if he did that, and he can be a little bit a Machiavellian schemer, he can also be an idiot. I mean, who walks in front of Magellan's poison like that, man? Like, he can be a genius, but he can also be reckless, just like Luffy. So without further ado, number one, I love Marshall D. Teach, man, and that concludes my top 10 anime villains. I actually made another top 10 anime villains in the past, but that was kind of a crappy list. I think that I did much better in this list now that I did that. I'm still gonna put it on the videos right here. Probably this one or this one. One of them is a playlist, and one of them is the top 10 anime villains of all time. In that time. Yeah, without further ado, you guys, I hope you enjoy my video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave your own favorite anime villains in the comment section below. Without further ado, you guys, see you in the next video.